You know, there was some bloke, Mr. Benjamin Franklin I think it was, who said, in this world, two things are certain, death and taxes. Unfortunately, Mr. F was wrong. There's actually three things: death, taxes, and flat earthers' complete lack of knowledge, total misunderstanding, and complete wuck-fittery. And boy, has someone given me a good example of that today. Now, for his own safety, the guy who passed me on details of this channel is currently in the Shield Protection Programme. I'm sure if his identity was generally known, you lot would be hunting him down and attacking him with tinned fruit of many varieties and inserting mangoes in his every orifice as payback for all the facepalm injuries you're about to suffer. The Shield Protection Programme is kindly funded by my wonderful patrons. With massive thanks and appreciation to all my patrons, including new patrons Sharpworks, Ex-Penguin95, Stephen York, Uwe Closer, Wee Scott's Dog, Marconius, Jason Utting, Kevin Seidel and Doc Brew, and my latest patron Marius. Thank you all so very much. So this creator is going to present to us many examples of complete stupidity and utter derp. He shares his discoveries about the flat earth. I will save his most important discovery until last and will give a special facepalm protection warning for that one. So Gov Shield, thank you very much for sharing this video with... I just doxed you. Gov Shield, run, I'll distract them. Roll VT.
Today I'm doing a video, guys, on the heliocentric model. First, we must give all praises to the Most High.
Now this channel is called Ray Serving the Most High. Well, Ray, you carry on and do your prayers in your own time. Tell us about your theories and your science.
Now today's discussion, we're going to talk about the heliocentric model.
Ray, did you really just have your prayer presentation on the side of a wheelie bin? Perhaps I'm mistaken. Anyway, moving on. If you're going to caption it Nicholas Copernicus, you could at least spell the name correctly. And as a big clue, as the first two words in the text is the correct spelling. I'll just point out that Ray has some strange edits in his video, cutting himself off mid-sentence and starting mid-sentence. That's not me. So come on, Ray, give us what you got.
Which is over there. Which is over there. Okay. Now, they're telling us that the Earth is 150 million kilometers away from the Sun. Now, throughout time, every scientist that's come along and make a new discovery, they try and show us that the Sun is bigger than what we thought, and further away. That's to give honor to the Sun God, okay?
Ray, it may surprise you to know that most scientists don't make any claims about the size and distance of the Sun, as they are working in totally different fields. Do you think that Marie Curie, when working with radioactivity, gave a fetid dingo's kidney about the size of the solar disk?
They say to the Earth, if it was a kilometre closer, it would all melt.
Is that what they say, Ray? I don't know who they are and why the hell you listen to them. The Earth's orbit varies between 147.1 and 152.1 million kilometres during the year, i.e. at certain parts of the year we are 5 million kilometres closer than at other points in the year. Also, would that mean that if we went up more than 1 kilometre in an aeroplane, we would melt?
The Sun, okay? Well, how would they know that?
How did they know that? Well, Ray, I would hazard a guess that whoever you have been speaking to just pulled it out of their hairy arse.
Okay, and how could, on the heliocentric model, Mercury and Venus are closer to the sun than the Earth is, right? Okay, so why can't we see them during the daytime? That's an observation I've made.
What an interesting observation, Ray. When you made this astounding observation, did you also happen to observe that at the time you were looking, there was a humongous ball of fiery gas in the sky that's rather bright and hard to look at? It's called the Sun.
If they're on the sun side of the Earth, why can't we see them during the daytime?
Well, unlike the Sun, Ray, Mercury, Venus and yourself are comparatively dim.
Okay, and also Venus and Mercury are visible at night. Okay, that would be impossible on this globe because then they would be on the other side of the Earth.
I think you need to search for spatialawarenessrus.com and purchase several Ds, perhaps 3 of them, and learn how to use them.
Now, some other discoveries I've made. Okay, the Earth, they're telling us it's got a tilt. It's 666. Everything seems to be centered around Lucifer these days.
Yes, I've noticed that. I purchased 3 boxes of eggs the other day and counted them up. There were 6, 6 and 6. I had no idea that chickens could be so satanic.
Okay, some other observations I've made, okay, are the Earth is a ball. It's circular.
That's only 2 Ds, Ray. Check out the other one. It's spherical, or at least it's an oblate spheroid.
Okay, so each section of it wouldn't have much time in the sun. You get it? So we're here in Sydney, Mount Druitt. So when it hits the sun's side, it will be there to about there before the curvature of the Earth would get in its way. That's about 1/3, I would imagine.
Well, I'm thinking that your model is not very accurate here, Ray. However, I also believe that you need to read up about that tilt of the Earth and how it affects the daylight time during various points in the year, because you really don't grasp it.
Another discovery I've made.
Quite literally is the dumbest discovery I've ever heard of, and I'm going to save it till last. You do not want to miss this one.
Another discovery I've made. If all the planets are perfect balls, all the planets are perfect balls. Okay, now if you have a look at Earth, imagine Earth without any water. It wouldn't be a ball, would it? It would be like not a ball. Okay.
So this discovery of yours is that the Earth is not a perfectly smooth mirror finish ball, but has lumps and bumps and dips and stuff. I'm glad you're here to tell us these things.
The reason they're telling us the sun is so big, okay, the Roman Catholic church in the Bible is called the Whore of Babylon, okay? So, come over here, we'll have a look at Babylon.
No. Measurements are taken that determine the size and distance to the sun. It's nothing to do with whatever the Catholic Church may or may not have said. I'm not interested in your religious beliefs. Move on.
Okay, so when we think the sun's so big and so far away and so strong, we're giving praise and honor to the sun god, the Roman Catholic sun god, okay? I don't have to do anything for that. If you have a look at the flat Earth model, okay, you got the sun and the moon, okay, and they both rotate around like that, okay? So what happens in our summer in Australia, the sun goes on a bigger axis, all right? And then in the autumn it comes on a smaller one, and then in winter it goes on the smallest one, okay?
Could you really not come up with a better presentation style than printing out small postcard-sized pictures, sticking them to a cloth which is slung over your wheelie bin, and making wild-ass assertions about how the flat Earth works is not evidence?
If you look at the scriptures in the Bible, it says the earth is immovable, there's a firmament separates the waters from the waters, it says it's immovable, it's built on pillars. That's enough to show me that the earth is flat, just like the Bible says it, okay?
The Bible also talks about dragons. It mentions that rabbits chew the cud, and it said that Jesus would be back within the lifetime of some of those stood there at that point. I don't think you can really trust the Bible as a science book.
And the earth around the outside, it's got an ice shelf, firmament, okay? And nothing can get over there. It's 300 feet tall.
You don't think that mankind has the ability to climb an object at 300 feet tall, and yet we can build buildings that are taller than 300 feet. What a muppet.
Have a look at the NASA's model of the Earth. Okay, there's a lot of games we can play with this because it doesn't fit at all.
1. 8 inches per mile squared is a formula for a parabola, not a sphere. 2. This is not NASA's model. 3. 8 inches per mile squared is a formula for a parabola, not a sphere. Now, I realised I'd already mentioned the formula, but it was such a biggie, I thought it worth mentioning twice.
20 miles, 266 feet, 30 feet, 30 miles, 600 feet, 40 miles. A lot of sixes in there, if you notice. You know, the sixes.
Yeah, 666. That's all you think about, you naughty boy. Ray waffles for a while about some places like Kansas being fairly level, and then he moves on to the sun.
When we look at the sun rays from the sky, we can see that because they are so wide, it's not that far away when they come together.
I'm not even going to bother with that. But why don't you sum up? Why are they telling us all this?
The reason why they're telling us the Earth's so big and there's so many galaxies and so many stars and so many universes is because there is an alien invasion coming.
Right, stop that! Silly!
Quite right, Colonel. Ray, I suggest you go indoors and lube up so that you're ready for this alien invasion, because I'm sure there'll be some probing involved. Meanwhile, as promised, I'm going to share with everybody your most astounding evidence, your most amazing observation regarding the Earth. Please, face palm protection is required.
Red alert, red alert, red alert, red alert.
Another discovery I've made. If North America gets 12 hours sunlight, South America gets 12 hours of sunlight, Africa gets 12 hours of sunlight, Australia gets 12 hours of sunlight.
North America 12 hours of sunlight, South America 12 hours of sunlight, Africa 12 hours of sunlight, Australia 12 hours of sunlight. And your conclusion, sir?
That is up to 48 hours. There's only 24 hours in a day.
What?
That is up to 48 hours. There's only 24 hours in a day. That is up to 48 hours. There's only 24 hours in a day.
Ray, that quite literally is the dumbest thing it has ever been my misfortune to hear. My deepest apologies to any of you that, despite protection, have suffered from facepalm injuries. This was not my fault. This channel was passed to me by government shill. I hope some of you have mangoes for insertion. I have some tin fruit. Let's go find government shill and beat the living daylights out of him. Until next time, stay sensible.
Oi, where are you?
Grrr, grrr.
Shut up and sit down.